Because he's talked about autonomy and you're talking about independence.
There is this difference that I see, and especially among the younger generation Tibetans who are saying no compromise on independence.
That could take another 50 years.
No, it's not going to take 50 years. It's going to take, I tell you, 15, 20 years, Tibet will be free.
Isn't that wishful thinking?
If this disease of non-violence can spread, it can spread in China.
Sundu began his one-man campaign of non-violence long before this Olympic protest season, seizing the spotlight whenever a Chinese leader would visit India.
This was their dramatic moment under the sun, Tenzing Sundu on top of the Indian Institute of Science building, hoisting the Free Tibet banner.
But there must have been security around there. It must have been difficult to get up to...
It's basically Tom and Jerry game.
Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry game. And the mouse is always clever.
And these are the mice, monks preparing to march 800 miles from Dharamsala to Tibet in time for the Beijing Olympics.
They are going to show that there's one China, a civilized, beautiful country, developed country. The other half is the deprivation of freedom to all these people.
Honor Buddhist soldier.
And once you get to the border, are they going to invite you in?
Right at the border, we are going to be like the situation that I'm in front of a tiger. So what will the tiger do?
Sundu is preparing to meet the tiger by teaching a small army of marchers the art of non-violent protest, along with New York-based activist Ladong Tethong.
First scenario is you are at a protest, a Tibetan protest, and some Chinese government leaders, they walk by. Some people begin to yell and hurl abuse and say China out of Tibet and Chinese, running dogs. Do you join them? Is it a violent or a non-violent?
They'll spark an uprising inside their homeland.
Do you not worry that creating this mass movement, even if it's non-violent, could have terrible repercussions for the Tibetans inside?
Non-violence has such a power. You can even change other people's mind for a peaceful solution. And Chinese army and the police, however repressive they may be, will slowly learn that they cannot fight these non-violent army.
His theory is about to be tested much sooner than he expected. Takes center stage, even a few who question the success of the non-violent way. They're also challenging the Dalai Lama, who's repeatedly said that he doesn't oppose the Beijing Olympics.
Do you support the marches that are being planned from here, Dharamsala, to Tibet?
Right from the beginning, we fully committed about democracy, freedom of expression, freedom of movement. It is morally wrong to stop them, but sometimes you see they too much enthusiasm, too much sort of emotion.
Exiles against the Indian police, who soon tell the marchers they can't even leave this state. But every night of camping, every day of marching, brings them closer to the state line, the one the Indian government said they couldn't cross. Tenzin Sundu was the first to be arrested. Every one of the 100 marchers was taken away by the Indian police. The monks chanted their prayers and maintained their discipline and stayed non-violent, just as they were trained to. After their release, the monks continued walking for another 100 days before they were stopped again within sight of Tibet. Organizers declared the march over, but a small group, including monk Gyatso, vowed to continue their movement.